Well, that's it. YouTube's over, everybody. Time to pack up and go home.
Ninja Lens.
Konnichiwa, ninjas. It's me, Ninja Lens, and YouTube made some changes to its partner program that affects me and lots of other really small YouTubers. So, let's start off with listing off exactly what is happening here. Konnichiwa, ninjas. It's me, Ninja Lens, and YouTube has recently released some information that is rather troubling for me and lots of other small creators on YouTube. So I'm going to start off this video with listing exactly what is going on, and I want to talk about other people's reactions to it, and in the end I will talk about how I feel about this. Although I'm going to have a hard time not sprinkling it throughout the entire video. See if you can't tell before the end. So to start off, in case you didn't know what's going on, YouTube released a very troubling blog, I don't know if you would call it a blog post or just like a change log or something like that. In a video game it would be like an update log. But this is essentially like an announcement about what they're going to be doing to the partnership program. So what it is, you know, a couple of months ago, they released an announcement saying that they are going to set a minimum requirement of lifetime views on a channel for you to be in the partnership program and receive monetization. And that was 10,000 views. Very recently, I hit that goal, which I'm very happy with. And now they have kind of updated it. A lot of people think that it has to do with Logan Paul. I do think it actually does have to do with Logan Paul personally, but not in the way that everybody thinks. It was never explicitly mentioned in the update, in the blog post. It's just kind of like we need to protect against things that we've been trying to protect against for the past 2 years. I think it does have to do with Logan Paul, but bear with me till the end and I will talk to you guys about how I feel about this. They are updating it to try and stop these bad actors from monetizing videos, as in, like, you know, the Pepsi ad on an extremist video or racist videos and things like that. That was from Adpocalypse 1.0, and they tried to stop it by doing a lot of different things, demonetization and setting a bar that I just recently hit. Awesome. They're doing it again. And the guidelines are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch minutes every month. If you did not notice, I do not even come close to those metrics. This frustrates me and a lot of other creators for a multitude of reasons. First of all, you've got the baseline of people, the tiny YouTubers that get like 100 views a month. People who are itty bitty. I've actually spoken to a handful of them, and they're not happy. It's frustrating because, you know, they are getting views and they're getting plays, and these things would add up and it would be great. But they're going to be kicked from the program. You're not going to get grandfathered in if you met any of the previous things. You are out. End of story. If you do not have 1,000 subscribers and hit 4,000 watch minutes per month, you're out. As you can tell, small channels are pissed. Channels who are actually not all that small are kind of like mid-tier levels, but they produce content that just doesn't get watch time, aka animators and filmmakers, people who, because my latest video took 250 hours and it has 3 minutes, even if it's only 3 minutes. My latest video on the main channel took 250 hours and it is 3 minutes long. So it is troubling, the idea that for me to get that, I would have to get, you know, 1.5 thousand views on that video. And that's not including the fact of the matter that I would have to get that every month, and that video took more than a month to make. So that's troubling, because even if I did get a good amount of views, I'd have to get 1.5 thousand views. And my video is actually a lot longer than a lot of animators' videos are. So they're getting hit pretty darn hard. And I think the biggest thing that inspired me to make this video is that, not necessarily that surprising, big creators aren't all that upset about it. And that's what's I feel like it's causing a pretty big stir, and I kind of want to talk about this. I understand big creators. Big YouTubers like H3H3, Boogie2988, Philip DeFranco, Keemstar, although I have no idea what Keemstar said because I don't particularly want to expose myself to the nonsense that comes out of his mouth, especially not when it's very frustrating already of a situation without him. Apparently he's been saying things that are very frustrating. If somebody wants to send me the tweet, I wouldn't be upset about it. I'm just not going to go seeking it out. They range, okay? Boogie2988 is saying, yes, it sucks, but if you're really passionate about this, you will push through. It doesn't matter. That's actually, I like hearing that. Philip DeFranco is saying, yes, this sucks, but come on, get your money from somewhere else. I like that better. H3H3 Productions is the one that genuinely frustrates me personally. He is saying this is a good thing because it means more money for us big boys. I mean, he's at least being honest. Honest to God, I can see why, like, people with a voice to have this kind of changed in some way they have no reason to jump in and try and save us, all right? They're big because the clear reason why they actually did this is not because they're trying to prevent extremist videos, copyright infringement, and other bad actors in the community. The reason they are doing this is very clear. They are trying to get more money to top creators. You see, I saw a stat, I can't verify this, but it actually seems really correct, that 90% of the people in the partner program will be kicked out when this update hits on February 20th. That means that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who make videos and are in the partner program, they may make like $1 every year. They make tiny pennies. However, there's so many people who make that little bit of money that actually cuts pretty heavily into YouTube's money they have to pay out the creators. So what they're doing is they took this Logan Paul situation as an opportunity to say, we're going to make some changes to protect the community, but what we're actually going to do is take a lot of money from the smallest channels who make very little money. See, it's a lot. Like, you may make $1 a month from YouTube, but there are a million of you, so that's $1 million a month. And I think that's an underestimate of how many people who are making a tiny bit of money on this platform. They're going to scoop it up and they're going to give it to the big boys. That is why big creators are happy, because yes, that means there are no ads being served on these tiny videos and it's going to them. They're going to be always being served ads. H3H3 will always have ads served on his content because they're going to carve out a huge swath of advertised playbacks and they're going to give it to them. So I understand why he's not really railing against this, but the frustrating thing is he's trying to justify it, and I see, the thing is, Boogie298 is being kind of patronizing. He's like, if you've got the heart, you can go through. But quick last-minute addition. I recorded that video in the hour I had between work ending and me needing to leave for school. So I did not have a time to check any more stuff than I had learned the previous day. So I had not watched Boogie298's video. Quick addition, I just want to make sure I added that because I feel like had I watched the video, it would not have considered it patronizing what he said. I considered his tweets kind of patronizing because they were focused more energy on the, this is just a big minor setback, but go get it, boys. In this video, he addressed all of the shortcomings of this change and all of the serious problems. So there's that. I also mistook the number for 4,000 minutes when it is 4,000 hours, which is a very big difference, multiple of 60. I'll talk a little bit more about that on the stream, but I have to go to school. It's fine. I'm not mad about that. I can definitely see where he's coming from there. It's frustrating. But keep going if you really want this, because it's not cutting you off. I mean, you can hit these metrics. It's not that impossible. So I can see where Boogie's coming from. Philip DeFranco, he's right. It's just frustrating because I highly doubt, like, if you have 100 subscribers, 1% of your viewers are not going to buy a shirt or donate on Patreon because you have so few. People don't like to do that in general. What I've noticed is that people with 100, 200, 500 subscribers, nobody would really want to donate to them because they know there's no way on earth that they're going to get their goals, so their money will be kind of wasted. That's why I don't set up a Patreon. I don't think I have enough followers to hit any goals that would improve my content noticeably. Like if I got $1 a month, it would just be like $1 a month you have wasted and given a percentage to Patreon. I would have to make enough money to quit one of my jobs so that I could invest more time into YouTube for you guys to get back any return on investment. And I don't want to waste your guys' money. So I think Philip DeFranco's a little uninformed, but comes from a good place. Finally, we have the one, I mean, obviously Keemstar is just being a jerk, but I don't think that's really out of his character, and I don't think anybody should have expected anything different. H3 has always been kind of like, we're fighting for the little guys over the whole adpocalypse. It's like, it's not us that we got to worry about, it's the little guys. But he's kind of saying, yeah, this is going to stop those those Elsa and Spider-Man videos. This is going to stop those copyright infringement. This is going to stop extremist videos. I'm probably going to put up a couple of examples here. People who upload clips from TV shows and pitch the voices, and people who upload clips from TV shows and do something to keep from getting dinged by the copyright bot or copyright strikes, they will not be affected by this at all. Because I'm telling you, look at these numbers. I know there are plenty of people out there who upload just Family Guy clips and things like that. They easily hit thousands, hundreds of thousands of views because it's Family Guy clips and people want to watch them. People subscribe to them. Easy peasy. People who upload extremist videos. I'm not going to put an example of that because I don't really want to go and expose you to some of that. But I have seen the extremist videos. I've seen hate videos on YouTube. If they don't get dinged by YouTube's hate speech guidelines, they're not going to get hit by this because they get tens of thousands of views of video and they churn them out. They get subscribers because there are hate-filled people out there in the world. The only one I think maybe might get affected is maybe these Spider-Man and Elsa videos because it's kids who watch them and they don't subscribe and have accounts. They'll hit the metrics, but they might not get the subscribers unless they're really big. But the subscriber count isn't really that high and could easily be botted by somebody who's getting enough views to justify it. Not that I'm considering doing that. It's no point. I see no point in botting at all because I want genuine interaction on my content. That's why I try really hard to find a way to check to see if it uploaded properly without giving myself a view. I don't know. I'm that kind of person. People, I think that's all the three things that Ethan said, that this is going to stop. This is not going to affect any of them at all. This is going to affect people like me who make content that really doesn't get that much traction, but it doesn't get that much traction, and tons of other YouTubers like me. This is going to affect people. This is going to affect the entire marketplace for what is known as evergreen content. Evergreen content is a term that people who take this a little too seriously came up for videos that they aren't trendy, they're not like popular, they're not in the now. They're things that will always get a little bit of views, aka like a how-to video or a demonstration video, something. Generally, it's stuff where people want to learn something and they'll look up your video, and that's what an evergreen content is. Something that's always being searched and will always be always be getting views. Always. One of my videos that's part of this category that I'm very frustrated that that's the thing. I have another rant entirely planned for this kind of thing, but one of my videos is my LED wand video where I unboxed all those lights and I played with that LED wand. That got a lot of views because people were searching for that LED wand, and that just keeps getting views over and over and over again. People who make that kind of content only really get views from search, and so what happens is they don't always get a whole lot of subscribers. Like that LED wand has gotten 1,500 views, and no subscriptions have been driven from it, which is frustrating, but also understandable because it's not really subscriber material. It's kind of stupid. It's generally kind of bad too, and I'm frustrated that it keeps getting more traction. That aside, evergreen content, people who make evergreen content are really important for YouTube, and if you kind of screw them over, like they'll hit the metric for watch time, but they won't hit the subscription metric. No way. Because when you look up a guide, do you subscribe to the person who made the guide? No, you don't. People, and the third group of people who are going to get screwed over by this, I've said it already, people who make short form content. YouTube has been screwing them over for a long time, so I don't think it's that frustrating, but I mean, like, you could have 10,000 subscribers as an animator, but if you only make 2 videos a year, you're definitely not going to hit those metrics. And making more videos will only make people unsubscribe because they came for the animations. So they've screwed over a lot of people who really don't deserve it, and they are not going to affect the people who really need to be stopped. And let's go to my thoughts on this entire thing. Yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm going to be hit by this. I'm going to get dinged. But I'm not really making any money from YouTube. I think my biggest video that made the most money was my LED wand video and it has made like 50 cents. I'm not making really that much money, and I don't do this particularly to make money. My main channel isn't even monetized, and I still make videos there. I don't do this for the money, but I am frustrated by the idea that I will not see any monetary things coming from this unless I blow up. Because I kind of have to like get way out there, blow up, explode, get on the market. I'm out there. I'll never be making like pennies and be like, oh, cool, I made a video and now I'm going to work and I'm, I work at, maybe still work at McDonald's, but I'm getting $1 a week from YouTube, and that was really cool. Even though that's not how much I was making. That is going to be gone, and that's not cool. I agree with the sentiment of Boogie. If you really care about this, you will fight onwards and you will make it, or at least keep trying. I think it's a little patronizing, but I also see it as kind of motivational, because at least Boogie's acknowledging that it's bad, it's frustrating. I agree with that sentiment. However, I want to say this: it's not fair and it's not cool. I understand YouTube is a private company and they could tomorrow decide that no black people can monetize their content because, and that'd be totally fine and legal and technically ethical, but it's not cool. It's scummy. It's not fair. And we know why you're doing this. It's not because of the Logan Paul thing. It's not to prevent extremists. It is to cut out a big chunk of money from a big group of people and give it to a smaller group of people that make you a little more money in the long run. It's business. It's not fair. It's not fun, but it's business. What this means for me, it kind of forced my hand. I was actually building up a library of content backlog so that I could start uploading more regularly, try and go daily. I was going to put it off a little bit, like maybe another week, so I could work on some more content. But I guess I'm just going to start doing it now, because I guess one thing I failed to mention earlier is that it is not confirmed, but very suspicious, and seems very clear that content that is monetized and plays ads gets a little more exposure, tends to get a little more exposure. It'll show up higher in search results. It'll be more suggested if it's monetized. There's no, like, it's been denied, but it seems very likely that that's what's going to happen. Once again, I can't prove this, and a lot of people have tried to prove it. I think it's true, and this is going to hurt small YouTubers more than just in the pocketbook, because it's going to cut into your exposure. And so, yes, I'm going to be dumping out a little bit more content over the next month, because I'd really like to see what we can do before time runs out. It's a little earlier than I wanted to do it, but I was going to do it anyways. I want to just add 2 more things. I would very much like to hear what you have to say in the comment section down below. I'd also like to hear what you have to say if you're a small YouTuber and you made a video on this. Please send that to me. Because I'm looking to see if I might be able to do another video where we can work together and we can talk about this. So if you've made a video, send that to me. I kind of want to work on another one. And finally, I will be live streaming. If you want to continue this discussion, I'll be live streaming tonight at around 10 p.m. Central Time. The links for my live stream are down in the description down below. And you can join the Discord where we'll be having the discussion, also linked down in below. It's called the Lens Clan. Kind of goofy, and I have Naruto references in my roles. But you can hop on the stream and talk with me, and we can talk about this. I'll probably be talking about it for a couple hours. But for now, I must return to the shadows of the internet. But on the flash of the camera, I will return to the light. Ninja, out!